Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Simple English Talks. I'm so happy you're here with us today. Whether you're listening for the first time or you've been with us for a while, we are so glad you chose to spend your time learning English with us. Today is going to be a really special episode, and I think by the end of it, you're going to feel both smarter in English and more motivated in life.
Hey there, wonderful listeners. It's so great to be back with all of you. I was just thinking this morning about how lucky we are to have such an amazing community of learners around the world. People from so many different countries tuning in to improve their English. It honestly makes me smile every single time I think about it.
That's so true. And speaking of mornings, I actually had the most interesting conversation with a friend this week. She told me she started thinking differently about money, about success, and about what's possible for her life. And I thought, wow, this is exactly what we should talk about on Simple English Talks. Because learning English isn't just about grammar, it's about opening doors to new ideas.
Yes, and today's topic is going to do exactly that. We're going to talk about building a millionaire mindset, what it means, how successful people think, and most importantly, we're going to teach you all the key English vocabulary and phrases you need to talk about success, money, and motivation. So, if you want to sound confident and smart in English when these topics come up, this episode is made for you.
By the end of this episode, you'll be able to use important English words and expressions related to success and money. You'll understand how to talk about goals, habits, and mindset in natural English. And you'll feel more comfortable having real conversations about these topics with English speakers. That's a lot of value packed into one podcast.
We love hearing from you, so here's your first question. Write your answer in the comments. When you think of the word success, what's the first English word that comes to your mind? Just one word. Write it down in the comments right now. There are no wrong answers, and we'd love to read every single one.
And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and give us a like on Simple English Talks. Every subscribe helps us reach more learners around the world, and it means the world to us. Share this episode with a friend who's learning English too. The more the merrier.
All right, are you ready to start thinking like a millionaire in English? Let's do this. We're jumping into our first big section right now, so get comfortable, maybe grab a notebook, and let's go.
Okay, so let's start with the most important word in today's episode, mindset. The word mindset means the way you think about things, your beliefs and attitudes about life. We say subject plus has/have plus a plus adjective plus mindset. For example, she has a positive mindset, or he has a growth mindset. Simple, right? But this word is incredibly powerful.
Exactly. And here are some great examples to help you understand. First, successful people have a growth mindset. Second, I'm working on developing a positive mindset. Third, he used to have a fixed mindset, but he changed. Fourth, having the right mindset is the first step to success. And fifth, she doesn't let failure change her mindset. See how naturally this word fits into everyday English?
Oh, I love those examples. For me personally, changing my mindset was the hardest thing I ever did. I used to think that successful people were just lucky. But then I started reading about how they think, and I realized, no, it's not luck. It's habits, it's belief, and it's the way they see every single situation. That shift in how I thought about success? That's a mindset shift.
Yes, a mindset shift is another great phrase. It means your thinking changed. For example, reading that book gave me a mindset shift. Can you think of a time when your thinking changed about something important? Tell us in the comments. We genuinely want to know.
Now, let's look at two types of mindset that are really common in English conversations about success. The first is a fixed mindset. This is when you believe your abilities can't change. Someone with a fixed mindset might say, I'm just not good at math, or I can't learn languages. They believe their limits are permanent.
And the second type is a growth mindset, and this is the mindset of successful people. Someone with a growth mindset says, I'm not good at math yet, or I'm still learning this language. See that little word, yet? That tiny word changes everything. It says, I can't do it now, but I will. Can you say a sentence using the word yet? Write it in the comments below.
Here's another key vocabulary word. Believe. We say, I believe in myself. Or, you have to believe in your dreams. Or in the negative form, don't stop believing. In English, believe in something or someone means you have confidence and trust. It's not just thinking something is true, it's feeling that it's possible. The structure is subject plus believe plus in plus noun or pronoun.
Can you complete this sentence? I believe in blank. Write your answer in the comments right now. It could be yourself, your family, your dreams, your city, anything. This is a beautiful sentence to practice, and we want to read all your answers. To sum up this section, the words mindset, growth, fixed, and believe are your foundation vocabulary for talking about success in English.
Now that we understand mindset, let's talk about the two biggest tools of successful people: goals and habits. In English, a goal is something you want to achieve, and a habit is something you do regularly, almost automatically. Millionaires don't just dream. They set goals and they build habits. These two words go together all the time in success conversations.
That's so true. And in English, we set goals, not make goals, not do goals. We set them. For example, I set a goal to save money every month. Or, she sets big goals and works hard to achieve them. Another common phrase is achieve your goals, which means you successfully reached them. And reach your goals means the same thing. Both are correct and natural in conversation.
Let me give you a real-life example. Last year, I set a goal to read one book every month in English. Some months were easy, and some were really hard. But I kept the habit of reading before bed every night, even if it was just 10 pages. By December, I had read 12 books. That's what happens when goals and habits work together. You don't need motivation every day. You just need the habit.
I love that story. And in English, we say build a habit or develop a habit or form a habit. All three are correct. For example, he built a habit of waking up early. Or, she's trying to develop a habit of saving 10% of her salary. Or, I'm working on forming a habit of daily exercise. Now here's a great comparison. Formal versus informal ways to talk about goals.
In formal English, you might say, I have established a long-term financial goal. But in informal conversation, the same idea sounds like, I'm saving up for something big. Or even more casual, I've got a plan. So the idea is the same. You're working towards something, but the language level changes depending on who you're talking to. That's a really important skill in English.
Here's a quick practice activity. I want you to do this out loud, okay? Say these 3 sentences. First, my goal is to speak English fluently. Second, I'm building a habit of learning new words every day. Third, I believe I can achieve my goals. Did you say them out loud? Write in the comments which one felt most natural for you. First, second, or third.
Let me give you 3 tips for using these words naturally. First, always use set with goals. Set a goal, not make a goal. Second, use build, develop, or form with habits. Third, when you talk about achieving something, use achieve, reach, or accomplish. For example, I accomplished my goal. These are all slightly different in feeling, but all correct.
Wonderful. And here's your challenge. Write one goal you have right now in the comments using the word set. For example, I set a goal to improve my English this year. We will read every single comment, and we might even reply. To review this section, goals are things you want to achieve. Habits are what you do regularly, and the key verbs are set, build, develop, achieve, and reach.
All right, let's talk about money in English. A lot of learners feel uncomfortable talking about money in a second language, but it's such an important topic. Whether you're at work, traveling, or watching a business show in English, you need this vocabulary. And the good news is, the most useful money words are actually quite simple.
Yes, let's start with 3 key concepts. The first is income. This is the money you earn from work or business. For example, she has multiple sources of income. The second is expenses. This is the money you spend. For example, he tracks his expenses every week. And the third is savings, the money you keep and don't spend. She puts 20% of her income into savings. These 3, income, expenses, savings, are the core of any money conversation. Here's a practical everyday example. Imagine you're talking to a friend about budgeting. You might say, I've been trying to cut my expenses and increase my savings. Or, my income went up this year, so I'm saving more. These are totally natural sentences you'd actually hear in real life. And notice, we cut expenses. Now let's talk about 2 phrases that successful people use constantly. The first is invest in yourself. This means spending time, money, or energy to improve your own skills and knowledge. For example, the best investment you can make is in yourself. You might also hear, I invested in a course to improve my English. See how that works? You're not wasting money, you're investing it in your growth.
And the second phrase is passive income. This means money you earn without actively working for it every day, like rent from a property, money from investments, or earnings from a YouTube channel. In conversation, you might hear, he's building passive income streams, or she's working toward financial freedom through passive income. These phrases come up a lot in business and finance English.
When you talk about money, tone matters a lot in English. If you're being polite and professional, you say, I'd like to discuss the financial aspect. But with a close friend, you just say, let's talk money. Or even, what's the deal with the money? Notice how the same topic, money, can sound very different depending on how formal or casual the situation is. Always match your language to the situation.
Here's a mini practice, and I want you to actually say these out loud. Ready? Repeat after us. I want to grow my income. I'm trying to reduce my expenses. I believe in investing in myself. How did that feel? Say them again if you need to. The more you practice out loud, the more natural this vocabulary will feel. You're building a habit right now.
And here's something I really want to say to all of you. Talking about money, success, and goals in English shows confidence. It shows ambition, and it shows that you're thinking big. So speak up, use these words, and don't be afraid. You've already learned so much today. To structure what we covered, income is what you earn, expenses are what you spend, savings is what you keep, and investing in yourself is always the best choice.
Okay, It's time for one of my favorite parts of every episode: common mistakes. And honestly, both of us have made every single one of these mistakes. So don't feel embarrassed if you recognize yourself in these examples. Making mistakes is part of learning, and we're here to help you fix them in the friendliest way possible.
Let's start with mistake number 1. This is a really common one. Saying, I want to make my goal instead of, I want to achieve my goal or, I want to reach my goal. The wrong version sounds like, I will make my goal next year. The correct version is, I will achieve my goal next year, or I will reach my goal next year. The verb make doesn't go with goal in this way. We achieve goals or reach them. We don't make them.
Why is this wrong? Because in English, make a goal sounds like you're creating the goal for the first time, like you're writing it down. But achieve a goal or reach a goal means you've completed it, you've gotten there. The action is different. So remember, you set a goal at the beginning and you achieve or reach it at the end. That journey from setting to achieving is the whole story.
Mistake number 2. Saying, I have a rich mindset instead of, I have a millionaire mindset, or I have an abundance mindset. The wrong version sounds like, she has a rich mindset about money. This isn't technically terrible, but it sounds a little odd to native speakers. The more natural and correct phrases are, she has a wealthy mindset, or better, she has an abundance mindset. Abundance means having plenty, more than enough. It's a beautiful word that successful people use often.
Mistake number 3 is a classic: confusing earn and win with money. Learners often say, I want to win a lot of money from my job. But the correct sentence is, I want to earn a lot of money from my job. You earn money through work or business. It's something you receive because of your effort. You win money in a game or competition. So, I earned my salary. But she won the lottery. Very different situations, very different verbs.
And mistake number 4, saying, I make an investment in myself instead of, I invest in myself. Both can technically work, but invest in myself is much more natural and common. For example, I invest in myself by reading books. Or, successful people constantly invest in their own growth. The phrase make an investment is more often used with financial markets. He made an investment in real estate. But for personal growth and learning, we just say invest in yourself.
Oh, I remember when I said I made an investment in my brain to a native speaker once, and they looked at me with the most confused face. It was so funny. They understood me eventually, but it definitely sounded strange. The lesson? Sometimes even a small change in phrasing makes a huge difference in how natural you sound.